never know where it went wrong. Sometimes I feel like all that's sad, 'cause we're old and people forget.
Well, listen, we all were at the stage that we watched cartoons, and in fact, some of my favorites, Tom and Jerry. What was what was the other one? Johnny Bravo, Looney Tunes. You know, these type of things. Now, you would think that they're innocent. You would think so, but apparently not. So we're checking today cartoon episodes that traumatize children. So this is probably going to ruin your childhood. Stay with us. We're going to check out a few minutes of this and see if we can relate to some of this. See if we can spot what they spotted. Like, share, comment, and subscribe if you are new to the channel. And let's just dive straight into this cartoon episodes that traumatize children.
When growing up, one thing we as kids loved doing was watching TV. Getting up early to watch Saturday morning cartoons or late at night to watch whatever was playing. These cartoons gave us dreams, expectations, and most of all, permanent memories. Though, some shows push the boundaries, causing us to remember the more disturbing side of said cartoon. Today, we will
That right there was missed. I remember that episode of Courage
be talking about cartoon episodes that traumatized children.
Oh Lord. Yo.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Before this one actually starts, I want to let you guys know that today, the day that you are watching this, at 5 p.m. PST, we will be doing a live Q&A on my Discord server. So you can join and ask a question. It's going to be heavily moderated by my amazing team of mods. I also want to say that this video is heavily inspired by Pingu's Dream. Pingu. Pingu was a Swiss-British stop-motion claymation children's show created by Otmar Gutmann in 1987. The main character is a penguin called Pingu who lives in the South Pole along with his family and friends. The show aired on BBC Children's and Education, and episodes averaged 5 minutes in length. Today, we will be talking about Season 1, Episode 26, Pingu's Dream. The episode starts off as normal, nothing out of the ordinary. Pingu's mom is reading him a bedtime story, and Pingu begins to drift away to sleep. He wakes up to the sound of his igloo jumping, and before you know it, the igloo flies away. Then his bed extends its legs and it begins walking. The camera cuts to
Wait a minute, wait. Where did I see the walking beds? Bro, I swear that is from another cartoon. There was an episode somewhere of something where the beds came alive and they began. If someone knows what that show is called, please let me know. But there is another cartoon in which something similar like this happened. Something similar happened. The bed came. I can't recall the damn show. It wasn't Ed, Ed and Eddie. It was something else. I can't remember it now. But that exact same thing happened.
the igloo flies away. Then his bed extends its legs and it begins walking. The camera cuts to this creepy walrus watching Pingu in his bed go about their day. Not to mention that every time the walrus pops up, these synths are played, it just gives you some uneasy feeling. What's up with things involving walruses being creepy? Like, what the directors keep showing the audience how the walrus is just watching Pingu.
Eventually, that is pretty weird though.
Actually, the walrus makes his introduction. And you know how the directors made this already creepy character make his introduction to children? This is how.
That's disturbing. Look at that. Look how disturbing that looks. Oh my.
It's clear to see that the walrus is supposed to have this like goofy personality that finds everything funny and just wants to play. But they really messed up by making him almost human-like. The walrus begins messing with Pingu and eats his bed, all while non-stop laughing. Pingu and his bed begin running away and Pingu ends up falling down a hill of snow. It was actually a pretty cool transition because the next camera zooms out and you can see that he's in his room again. The episode ends with Pingu crying and his mother consulting him. Yes. That's how this episode ends. Not only is this the ending to the episode, but this was actually the season finale. This episode was highly controversial and was eventually banned from television due to the giant walrus being too scary and unsettling.
Yeah, man, that is pretty unsettling. I'm not gonna lie.
Settling for many young viewers. The creator Otmar Gutmann actually used the same walrus model in a German short film he made years prior. This caught me off guard because the voice he used for the walrus is so unexpected. Here, I'll just play the clip.
Dass wir unsere Kundschaft ernst nehmen, das zeigt sich durch Produktraumgestaltung der Kommunikationsräume. Schauen Sie sich mal um.
Yeah, right. Let's move on. Let's move on the list.
Please go on. Let's go on.
Blue
Lord.
Cat Blues, Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry need
Oh.
no introduction. I'm 100% sure everyone watching this video knows exactly who these two are. Blue
Yep.
Cat Blues is about Tom's love for a female cat which doesn't love him back. The video begins with a quote by
Oh yeah, and then it turns suicidal, and I saw this before.
Jerry's narrator while watching Tom sit on the train tracks patiently waiting for the train to come by. The quote is, "Poor Tom, in a few minutes it'll all be over, and for the first time since he met her, he'll be happy. Poor, miserable, lovesick creature. I suppose people will say I should have helped him. I know. But it's better this way." Talk about a kid's show getting dark. Throughout the episode, we see just how much Tom is in love with this cat, and how he is overthrown by another cat by the name of Mr. Butch. The cat with more money, more gifts, a better car. Tom resorts to drinking milk, which in this episode
Yo, that is actually so messed up. So it's actually pointing towards alcohol abuse, and oh
cat with
man.
more money, more gifts, a better car. Tom resorts to drinking milk, which in this episode is a substitute for alcohol. Tom is seen sliding down a gutter until Jerry saves him. They get splashed by some water and come to find out it's Mr. Butch and the love of Tom's life riding away in his car with a just married sign. After this, the same thing happens to Jerry as his girlfriend is riding.
Well, okay. Ad time. Okay, skip, and let's get back to it. We're gonna check it about 10 minutes.
Girlfriend is riding away with another mouse. Jerry brings
All right, so the same thing happens. to
himself
Jerry.
down to the train tracks, sits next to Tom, and both patiently wait for the train to pass by. The episode ends with the haunting horn of a train.
Hey, that is actually
This episode
it ends like that.
was banned by Cartoon Network and Boomerang due to its references to alcohol. And also, I just want to clear up a common misconception, and that is that this is actually the finale to the series. It's not.
Damn. Okay.
Man's Best Friend, Ren and Stimpy.
Never
Ren and
watched it.
Stimpy ran on Nickelodeon from 1991 to 1996 and
Yep.
focused on a sociopathic chihuahua and a clueless cat. This show got away with so much shit, it's actually scary. Season 2, Episode 4 opens up with a man by the name of George Liquor adopting Ren and Stimpy at a pet store. Once he takes them home, he puts them through a bunch of rigorous tasks to see if they can keep up with how he wants his ideal pets to act. In
Okay.
one scene, he forces Stimpy to get on his couch so that he can learn how to be quote-unquote disciplined and, well, just watch.
That's a good one.
Oh no.
I have no idea how Nickelodeon let this show air in the first place. Eventually, George says that his pets need to learn how to attack. So he puts on this padded bite suit, and Stimpy is reluctant due to him being his owner. Ren, on the other hand, takes full advantage of this and begins beating the
Because
ever-living shit out of
Because he's psychotic.
George
okay?
with a paddle. So much so that George's head does a full 360 and right eyeball falls out of its socket. Ren continues on his rampage and just doesn't stop
Oh
beating
my
this man to a
goodness.
pulp. It even shows George with X's for eyes, and we all know what that means.
Yeah.
Though he actually didn't die. It's still quite disturbing to add that little detail. But the disturbing parts of this episode don't end there. George climbs out of his suit, breathes like a maniac, and congratulates Ren on being a true champion. The episode ends with all three characters dancing. Yeah. Now, this episode actually never
That's pretty. Sometimes I think that the writers of cartoons just get bored and they just decide, you know what, screw it, let's just throw this stuff in here and see if someone catches it.
ended up airing on Nickelodeon. It was banned once they saw what it actually contained. But this episode was moved to Ren and Stimpy Adult Party Cartoon. And that show was basically a revival of the original, except with very sexual. It was just a very sexual show. I mean, if the creator went from making a kids show and turning that kids show into a sexual, I mean, I guess we could see where his mind was. Anyway, we could tell that this creator was trying to go with this dark humor, but it just ended up being super creepy for kids, and it was not the right move.
All right, one more.
Teeth for Two, Cat Dog. Cat Dog ran for 7 years on Nickelodeon.
Man, I used to watch this thing. Oh, it brings back the memories. I'm reminiscent.
From 1998 to 2005. You may recognize Dog's voice since it's Tom Kenny, SpongeBob's voice actor. Teeth for Two is actually a fun concept for an episode, where whenever one of them does something, the other one feels it, except it revolves around teeth. Look, I hate the dentist already. Yes, I do go, but just the fact that there's drills in your mouth, paws, nah bro, I just hate everything about the dentist so much. Anyway, the dentist tells them that the food they they eat affects the other's teeth, resulting in Cat's teeth to become brown and withered.
Ooh.
Cat tries to convince Dog to start eating healthy, but then turns into a battle seeing who can do more damage to the other's teeth. Cat chews on ice, and Dog chews on foil. Later that night, Dog is asleep and Cat attempts to brush his teeth. He is unable to do so because of all the food in his mouth. So what's the next best option? That's right, traveling inside of their own body to come out as an inside-out cat out of Dog's mouth.
What? Oh! Oh! Bruh.
Dog screams of horror and swallows Cat back down to where he's supposed to be. Skipping to the end, they get their teeth fixed but end up getting food allergies from all the junk they ate throughout the entire episode. Never thought I'd see an inside-out cat trying to brush a dog's teeth.
Man, that's... Oh yeah, one more.
Knuckles and his hilarious problem. The Misadventures of
Oh
Flapjack.
hell no! This Misadventures of Flapjack. That show creeped me out from the get go. That creeped me out from the. I'm not even. I'm not even exaggerating. It
The
came.
Misadventures of Flapjack was another show that got away with so much disturbing shit.
Yeah.
Personally, as a kid, I loved it just because it was so gross and I thought that was so funny back in the day.
What's
I remember
gross?
pausing it at those funny still frames of like really detailed, zoomed in pictures of the characters' faces.
Yeah.
Anyway, season 2, episode 4 is Knuckles and his hilarious problem. This episode is about addiction. More specifically, Knuckles' addiction to candy, which has the effects of alcohol, from feeling warm and happy, angry at the world, to depression. The next morning, after Knuckles ingests a bunch of candy, Flapjack realizes that Knuckles has become addicted to the candy, so much so that he hallucinates, sees Flapjack as a lollipop, and tries eating him. Next, Knuckles begins manipulating Flapjack and tells him that he's just fine and he can trust him. Though
Yeah.
this only leads to 2 candy rampages where he steals from
Oh my goodness, these ads, bro. Literally. Yeah, that was a creepy show overall. Overall. Oh no, I can't watch this. This is this just makes me. I can't watch this. I can't. I can't. I literally, I can't take that. I literally can't watch that. Okay, so we're gonna finish this Flapjack one, and then we out. Once it loads. Which
where
is
he
so-
steals from homes, babies, and a gumball machine. Then we go to this depressing scene showing just how this candy addiction has left Knuckles. Getting kicked out of the candy trough, being used as a doormat, and taking any bit of candy he can get, even if it's from a stranger's mouth.
Oh. Oh.
Bubby decides to send Knuckles off to isolation on a piece of the boardwalk into the sea. Here, Knuckles begins hallucinating and imagines a giant Flapjack putting his arms inside of his mouth and vomiting candy into it.
Yo. I can't believe this was aired. Listen.
Arms inside of his mouth and vomiting candy into it. Very dark episode if you think about it, especially seeing just how bad the effects of candy have left Knuckles. I really like.
All right, let's pause it there, guys. Yeah, the last one was pretty disturbing. That's just it's like I said. I think some of the writers just get bored and they just decide, you know what? Let's throw a few shady things in there. Let's see if people get it or not. But yeah, bringing back the memories, but also creeping me out at the same time. Excuse me. Cartoon episodes that traumatize children. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.